My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC picks and DraftKings lineups run by professional fighters and MMA insiders. Every week, I join Nick Newell, professional fighter, professional model, and ESPN Top 10 guest, along with Dan Kramer, UFC fighter, Bellator fighter, Ultimate Fighter alumni, and Jacob Lyons, a skinny kid from Indiana. And we break down every single fight, the betting odds, the DraftKings picks, and we set you up for success. Next up at UFC Fight Night, Edwards versus Muhammad, we have a last-minute change-up with Nasrat Haqparast versus Rafa Garcia. Rafa Garcia is taking this on very short notice. He's a great grappler, but this will be an uphill battle, especially when you compound it with the short notice. Jacob, I'll go to you first. Who do you think wins? What do you think of these odds? Are either one of them in your DraftKings lineup?
Yeah, the easy pick here is Nasrat. Obviously, he's been ready. He had a full camp going into this. He had an opponent change, but he's the guy that's the most ready. Rafa is taking this, I think, is on 2 days' notice. So how he even made weight, I have no idea. But so he's taking this on short notice. But this is, I think, a dangerous fight for Nasrat because Rafa, he's an undefeated. This isn't some schmuck that's 8-9 or 9-4. That's got some losses coming in. That's kind of been around the circuit. This guy is an undefeated fighter, and it is his UFC debut. But when you get someone that's a good grappler as this guy, he's got some good chain takedowns, and once he gets you down, he submits you. Obviously, Nasrat is probably going to win this fight. He's a fantastic striker, but he could find himself in some trouble here, especially if he takes this fight lightly. So I definitely have Nasrat winning this fight. The prop bets never came out for Rafa, but I'm sure that the Rafa by submission would have been like a plus 800, plus 1,000. I would have thrown some money at that just in case, but I think Nasrat wins this fight. I still would take the 375 if I'm betting $100 on who actually wins the fight, but that prop bet for Rafa would be interesting to me. But Nasrat didn't make it in my lineup just because that grappling, if he gets him down, he could keep him down, and he's kind of that unknown as well. You really don't know what you're getting. So neither one of them made it in my lineup, but I think Nasrat wins the fight.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting matchup. I mean, I don't. So Rafa has. I'm saying Rafa. I guess it's Rafa. I'm used to doing the Portuguese names, but I guess he has a path to success. Right, take him down, submit him. He is a very good grappler, but Nasrat's takedown defense is way too good. Way too good. He only got taken down once against Alexander Hernandez, and he popped Alex Munoz, and he popped right back up, and then Munoz was 0 for 7 the rest of that fight. So his takedown defense is too good. His hands are too good. And, I just think Rafa's only chance of winning this fight is to get it to the ground and potentially submit him. Anytime you have an undefeated fighter, especially 12-0, that is a question mark. You never know if that is a padded 12-0 and that's going to start to crumble, or if that is just the beginning of superstardom. So we'll find out more. I do have Nasrat in my DraftKings lineup. That is a ton of money at $9,400, but I actually think he will get a stoppage. And I swapped Angela Hill for him. So I think Angela Hill scores a ton of points, but I don't think she gets a stoppage, or I think Nasrat can get a stoppage. We'll go in.
I like that swap.
Yeah, well, I didn't love Angela Hill in there. I knew she'd score a ton of points. I knew she'd win. There's no way she loses. But, anytime there's a lot of potential for a stoppage here. We'll go into detail in the DraftKings lineups in the final DraftKings video, which should be posted now as well. But I have Nasrat winning. It wouldn't be the most shocking thing in the world if Rafa won, but I'm not betting him. I'm not putting much faith into that, especially on short notice. So Dan, what are your thoughts here? What do you think of the money line? What do you think of the DraftKings cost, and how do you think this goes?
Yeah, I mean, right now I think this is, in terms of betting, the money line is probably a no bet. I mean, I think Nasrat is obviously the favorite for good reason. His opponent's taking it short notice, but to Jacob's point earlier, if he makes weight that quickly, he's either in really good shape or maybe small for the division. But I tend to think, like we always say now, with the way the UFC is, a lot of guys are staying ready, waiting for that call. Their manager tells them, hey, listen, I'm in with the UFC. You're going to get a call on short notice pretty soon. Be fight ready. So I think our Rafa Garcia has not fought in about a year, I believe, 2000, maybe a little bit more. But anyways, he hasn't fought in some time. So you got to imagine if that's happening, he's not staying active. He's probably planning for a UFC call. But with that being said, Nasrat is really, really good. So I was looking up some things. And first of all, he's only 25 years old. And then I was looking at it. His first fight was in 2012. So, but he was fighting when he was like 16. So, I mean, this kid's good. He's going to keep getting better. He's won 4 out of his last 5. His only loss was a Drew Dober KO in round 1, which Drew Dober hits like a truck. So, not too much against him there. But, he beat Alex Munoz, Angelo, to your point, defended a bunch of takedowns. So he's at a really good gym in TriStar. I think he's just going to be more prepared for this, having the full camp. Whereas Rafa Garcia, I think while he's an interesting prospect and could be good in the UFC, I just don't – this is just a tough first matchup on short notice. And from what I saw striking-wise in his last fight and even his offensive wrestling, he struggled a bit early on in that fight to get takedowns. And his striking just looks very – I mean, he's got power. He's a big, strong guy. But he doesn't throw a lot of technical shots or set his punches up. He throws a lot of hooks and overhands, shoots for takedowns. And I just think it'll be a style that Nasrat will be able to deal with, especially being on a full training camp. So the pick is Nasrat, but I'm not touching this in a bet or DraftKings.
Yeah, so we're all going Nasrat. Jacob's big on some potential high odd prop bets with Garcia, given his grappling. So should be a pretty straightforward fight, but it will be interesting. Again, anytime you have somebody with an undefeated record like this making sort of their UFC debut, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if that's the beginning or the end of an awesome streak.
He's also got nothing to lose too. That's always a factor with a lot of these UFC debut guys. They're like, because I don't know the actual how the deal's structured, but generally, hey, take this fight short notice, go out there, give it your best. You're going to get another shot. So you come in there with that attitude, like, hey, this is my first try of 2 guaranteed. I'm on short notice. Let me go swing for the fences. Let me go for broke. And if it doesn't work out, whatever, I'll get another shot second time around. So that mentality can sometimes help you.
He's probably got the best. He's probably got the best base for short notice too. Anytime you have a wrestling base, I feel like that's the easiest one to transition into a short notice fight instead of staying sharp with your striking against a striker. So
it's a grappling base, not a wrestling base.
Yeah,
which is a difference, because a wrestling base you can take them down and just chill. Grappling base,
the takedown looks good to me, but
yeah,
they were the experts, not me.
They were mediocre, but anyway, we think Nasrat is the win here. But I'm looking forward to the fight just to see what trajectory their careers go to. Before you go, check out the description below. In there, we have links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and more importantly, to our DraftKings League. Check out the league, join the league, participate in the contests, and as we get going and as you start winning, we're going to start handing out gift cards and participating and doing things like that. So check those out. Every week, there are drops on every fight card. So make sure you check out this channel and our social media on Saturday before the fights start so that you have our most updated lineups and picks.